Holly with Fern the Camper. This is Holly. This is Fern, my Happier Camper HC1 tiny 13-foot traveler trailer, and together with my husband Clive and our daughter Thorn, we travel up and down the coast of California looking at different campsites and also testing out different camping gear. But today we are going to talk about what happens if there is another pandemic and we need to store 3 months of emergency food inside Fern. So when the pandemic hit, it didn't quite reach us mentally, and obviously it didn't reach our area until the closure started happening, and that was sort of early to mid-March. Now, we had been hearing rumors about the pandemic earlier. We were meant to fly out to the UK to visit Clive's family. That was cancelled. Everything was just like cancel, shut, cancel, shut, cancel, shut. And of course, if people went to the store to try to stock up on water and try to stock up on basic foodstuffs, often they weren't able to get in, or what they really thought they needed was totally out. Now, people who have been sort of into their preparedness, they had already stockpiled 3 months of stuff. They were like, yeah, no problem. It was the little things that probably bugged them a little bit. But today we're just going to talk about how you can prepare your tiny trailer, your RV, your camper van, whichever you use to travel in. Even if it's just a car, you're going to have a bit of trouble with just a car, but we will address it anyway. This is what you need to do. First tip is, you know what, do not go out and buy lots and lots of tins of soups and juices and canned goods. You know what, those are not bad for camping. They're actually quite good. They can add to soups and stews. However, they are going to take up a lot, so much weight. What you want to do is get dry goods. For instance, these are dried tomatoes. They were dried in a dehydrator. I mean, these are from our garden. We have a dehydrator. But you can also get them at Whole Food stores. Things like also dried zucchini. And again, you know, when foods are dried like this, they keep their nutrients, they keep their goodness in them. Canned goods do not. So if you are planning on thriving, not just surviving, you will not just want canned goods or freeze-dried emergency rations. Those aren't as good as these dehydrated things. Also, things like your spaghettis and even like a 25-pound bag of rice. Get the brown rice rather than the white rice, just because it's going to be more nutritious for you, healthier for you, and it's a little bit heavier. Your body will take longer to digest it, and you'll be able to use that nutrient better, rather than the tasty white rice. Okay, so, you know, also, I showed you this. Don't pack glass jars if you can avoid it. We have these in our pantry in our house. I just wanted to show you what they look like dried because it's easier to see through this glass. When we are packing up Fern, we will not use one of these. We will use a bag like I showed you here. These guys. So that is essentially the basics. You want a good amount of dried fruit. You want a good amount of dried veg. Not a lot of people think about dried vegetables, but they are so easy to just throw in a pot, get that water boiling, and the moisture breaks down those veg, and you have a really nutritious and wonderful stew. And if you're out in the wild, you can supplement herbs to this, whatever you find. If it's time of year for blackberries, you can have a field day just wolfing down loads of fruits on your hike. Now, how do you figure out how much food you need for 3 months per person? This is something that is going to be different for everybody. Not everyone takes in the same amount of calories, and you can get charts to your heart's content, but really only you know what you need to eat. Only you know what you need to survive on. So take what you eat in a day And I always say make a list, just write down what you're eating. And I know some people think, okay, maybe I eat 2,000 calories a day and I eat a lot of drive-through and it's unhealthy, but if there was an emergency, I would be able to cut down to this amount and survive. And that might be true, but you're not going to be terribly happy with it. You don't just want to be surviving, you also want to be thriving. So when I say 3 months of food, I mean 3 months of food for you, and whoever is traveling with you. Don't just say, oh, the average child's calorie intake is this much. Know what foods your family can eat, are not allergic to, and find a way to incorporate that in dry weight and store that well. Rice is a good one. Pasta is a good one as well. Your dried fruits and vegetables, as I told you before. You can bring dried meats like beef jerky, which will last a super, super long time. If you're desperate and you really want to have tins of meat, you can do this too. Just be really aware of the weight limits you are incurring. A tin of tuna is going to be twice, if not more, the weight of the same amount of dried beef jerky if you are a meat eater. And if you are not a meat eater and if you want to stick to a more plant-based diet, nuts, almonds, peanuts if you don't have a peanut allergy, are really high in nutrition, really high in protein. There are so many different things that you can incorporate. Dried lentils. Basically, go into any health food store, things like Sprouts, a whole food store, and just look at their dry food section, especially the dry by weight. So you just reach up, you scoop, and boom, you've got your dry weight there, and everything that you need to survive should pack down into a basic portion of your travel trailer, RV, or van. If you have a travel trailer like myself, then you will want to keep your heaviest goods towards the front of the trailer to avoid your back end swinging. You want to have a good weight toward the front, especially if you don't have a sway bar. Just reappropriate your weights as you need to. Okay, so I did mention what do you do if you don't have a tiny trailer or RV and you want to store up things in your car. This is a little more tricky. Obviously, there's a lot less space in the car, but most car, I almost said varieties, almost car varieties. Most car types will have appropriate storage for roof racks and things that you can store on top. For instance, I know I keep going on about our car. We have an EcoSport that tows Fern, and there is a line of bags that go on the top with the racks. I think I can fit, are those, what, are those? I think those are Rhino. I think Rhino produces those. If I'm wrong, I will let you know. I will also put the link for that down below, but I think there's like 2 or 3 really large containers you can fit that are designed specifically for the Ford EcoSport, and inside that you can fit so much gear, you can fit so much food. I would not put water in there. I would consider packing my travel Berkey really securely in the back area of the car, upright and not filled until we were stationary. But I would have maybe 2 or 3 bottles of large water that could take a bit of splashing just while we waited for the Berkey to percolate and filter whatever water we needed to for wherever we ended up. So within those roof racks, you could pre-pack. If you are in a home, even a small apartment, have these pre-packed, ready to go. You'll probably need 2 people to carry them, 1 on each end. If it's just you, you will need obviously less food, so I would consider carrying smaller bags within that larger, and then you just pack up that day, and then you hit the road and go if something's wrong or you need to leave your home. So I mean, it's not perfect, but The essentials are food and water and shelter. You can sleep in your car. Obviously, you can sleep in your RV or van, and with the travel Berkey, you have the ability to filter your water almost wherever it comes from. Be it rainwater, be it lake water. I would not try to filter seawater in that, but have a look at the Berkey website and see how good that filtration system is. My good friend Sue from Honey and Me, I'll pop her channel up. She uses her Berkey, I think she has a Berkey Royale. I think that's a larger version of the travel Berkey that we have, and she just fills it up straight from her nearby lake. She says it's filled with otter poop, and it cleans it perfectly. She doesn't even bother boiling it anymore. But that's just her experience. I will let you decide what is correct and safe for you. You might want to boil your water first just to make sure, and then just let that Berkey filter out any impurities that have been left over. So I think that kind of covers it for everything that you would probably need if you needed to have 3 months worth of emergency rations of food and water and shelter. Are you interested in finding out about how you would survive on the next level, like the comfort side and the clean side and the toilet paper side? Let me know in the comments. Part of me thinks that would be an interesting topic. Some part of me says it wouldn't be. So let me know, and we'll get on that if it's something that you want to see. Do you want to see what my tiny trailer looks like today? Because it changes all the time. Today, Fern is a total and complete mess. Let me show you. There's our beautiful little window. Okay, this doesn't look too bad. There's my little office space down here. I got my notes from my week. I have got my stickers for the sticker swap, a few travel books, and over here I've got the foodstuffs I was talking to you about on the blog. Just some of them. And inside here, our cooler, we have a lot more stuff. We've got my book I was looking through, Revisiting Wildwood, A Journey Through Trees by Roger Deakin. If you love the outdoors and love the woods, you will definitely enjoy reading that. My Purple Panda Lavalier, which I will be reviewing once I hook it up. And yeah, and then Thornside. Here we go. This is where I just threw all of this stuff while I was filming. Yeah. And this is why our Instagram is a total mess. We're getting there. We are not tidy. We are not tidy people. We're kind of messy. We are messy people. Yeah. I like to think we're real people. But that's how it is. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Let me get this thing going again. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope it was helpful. If I left anything out, am I even kind of crooked? That's alright. If I left anything out, please do let me know in the comments what you would have liked to see, what you enjoyed out of this, and where you plan to go camping next. If you have not yet done so, please do consider subscribing. We post new content every week, all about camping, all about the outdoors, and sometimes about how to prepare for the next disaster. Thank you again for watching, and we will see you next time.